Proud Boys leader Joe Biggs sentenced to 17 years for Capitol riot. In a significant development related to the January 6, 2021, storming of the U.S. Capitol, Joe Biggs, a leader of the far-right Proud Boys, has been sentenced to 17 years in prison. This sentence marks one of the longest terms handed down to an individual involved in the Capitol riot. Biggs, a U.S. Army veteran and former InfoWars correspondent, was deemed an instigator of the chaotic events that unfolded on that fateful day. The sentencing was carried out in the backdrop of a highly contentious legal battle, with Biggs being convicted of seditious conspiracy and other charges in May. It's important to note that the 17-year sentence is below both federal sentencing guidelines and the 33 years sought by prosecutors. Another Proud Boys member, Zachary Rell, who served as the leader of the Philadelphia branch of the Proud Boys and was also involved in the Capitol breach, received a 15-year sentence on charges of seditious conspiracy. Rell, a former U.S. Marine, was captured on video spraying a chemical irritant at law enforcement officers outside the Capitol during the riot. Biggs faced a slew of charges, including seditious conspiracy, intimidation or threats to prevent officials from discharging their duties, and interference with law enforcement during civil disorder. In a sentencing memo, prosecutors argued that Biggs, drawing on his military background, employed his military experience to direct and control large groups of men under his command in a bid to lead a revolt against the government. They described how Biggs envisioned himself and his movement as the vanguard of a Second American Revolution, where they would retake the government through force. In court, a tearful Biggs offered an apology for his actions and expressed remorse. He admitted to being seduced by the crowd on the day of the riot, stating, "I just moved forward. My curiosity got the better of me. I'm not a terrorist. I don't have hate in my heart." He acknowledged the need for punishment, understanding the gravity of his actions. As he handed down the sentence, U.S. District Judge Timothy Kelly emphasized that he was not trying to minimize the violence but noted that the events of January 6 paled in comparison to other mass casualty incidents. He argued that a stricter sentence might create disparities with other convicted rioters. Biggs' trial took place alongside 4 other Proud Boys members, including former chair Enrique Tarrio. However, Tarrio's sentencing was abruptly postponed, with prosecutors seeking a 33-year sentence. This delay in sentencing has left an air of uncertainty surrounding the outcomes for those involved. The Proud Boys members implicated in the case have indicated their intention to appeal against their convictions, signaling that this legal saga is far from over. Federal prosecutor Jason McCulloch, speaking in court, underscored the gravity of the crimes committed on January 6. He argued that a severe sentence was necessary to send a message, particularly with the upcoming presidential election in mind. "There is a reason why we will hold our collective breaths as we approach future elections. They pushed this to the edge of a constitutional crisis," McCulloch stated. Throughout the legal proceedings, prosecutors relied on a trove of evidence, including text messages, social media posts, and videos, to establish that the Proud Boys were involved in a coordinated effort to disrupt the certification of the 2020 election at the U.S. Capitol. This evidence has played a crucial role in securing convictions and determining sentences. As of August 6, 2023, over 1,100 individuals had been arrested on charges related to the Capitol riot, resulting in more than 630 guilty pleas and 110 convictions. The sentencing of Proud Boys leader Joe Biggs is a significant milestone in the ongoing efforts to hold those responsible for the January 6 attack accountable for their actions. Another prominent participant in the riot, Stuart Rhodes, the founder of the Oath Keepers, was sentenced to 18 years in prison in May, further highlighting the legal repercussions faced by individuals involved in the events of that day. The aftermath of the Capitol riot continues to shape the discourse around American democracy, legal accountability, and the broader implications of political extremism in the United States. As legal proceedings unfold and sentences are handed down, the nation grapples with the lasting impact of this unprecedented assault on the heart of American democracy.